real estate. For decades, it's been the holy grail of wealth building. But here's the million-dollar question. Should you rent or should you buy? Today, we're breaking down the myths, the math, and the mindset behind the biggest financial decision most people will ever make, renting versus buying. Let's be real. This isn't just about numbers, it's about emotions. Buying a home gives you a sense of stability, pride, and ownership. For many, it's the ultimate life milestone. But renting can mean freedom. No property taxes, no maintenance headaches, no being tied down. So before we jump into spreadsheets, ask yourself, do I want stability or flexibility? That mindset drives the decision as much as the money does. All right, let's get into the numbers. When comparing renting versus buying, here are the big levers. 1. Monthly costs owe rent. Predictable monthly payment. Owe buying, mortgage, plus property taxes, plus insurance, plus maintenance. 2. Upfront costs owe rent, security deposit. Owe buying, down payment, closing costs, moving fees. 3. Opportunity cost. The money you put into a down payment could instead be invested. If invested in stocks or index funds, could it outperform real estate appreciation? 4. Appreciation and equity buying lets you build equity as you pay down your mortgage. Renting builds your landlord's equity. 5. Flexibility versus commitment. Renting gives mobility. Buying ties you to one place. Here as a key principle. Buying makes more sense if you plan to stay at least 5 to 7 years. Renting makes sense if your lifestyle, career, or finances demand flexibility. Here's a simple trick. The price-to-rent ratio. Take the purchase price of a home. Divide it by the annual rent of a similar property. If the ratio is under 15, buying often makes sense. Between 16 and 20, it depends on personal factors. Over 21, renting is usually smarter. For example, house price, $360,000. Rent for similar property, $1,500 month, $18,000 year. Ratio, $360,000, $18,000, 20. At 20, the choice is in the gray zone. Lifestyle and long-term plans matter most. People forget this part. Buying a home isn't just mortgage payments. On average, maintenance costs 1 to 3% of the home's value per year. That's $3,000, $9,000 annually on a $300,000 home. And don't forget, property taxes, HOA fees, insurance, renovations. Meanwhile, renters, they call the landlord when the roof leaks. Many believe real estate is always the best investment. Truth? Historically, real estate has grown at about 3 to 4% annually, just a bit higher than inflation. Compare that to the stock market, which has averaged 7 to 10% annually. So your home isn't always your best investment. It's your place to live. That's different. So when does buying win? If you plan to stay long-term, if housing prices are reasonable compared to rent, if you can afford a healthy down payment without draining your savings, if stability and community are important to you. When does renting win? If you're early in your career or may move often, if real estate prices are inflated in your city, if you'd rather invest excess cash in stocks or business, if you value freedom and flexibility. At the end of the day, renting versus buying isn't about right or wrong. It's about what fits your life, your money, and your goals. Here's the takeaway. Renting buys you flexibility. Buying buys you stability and long-term equity. The smartest decision is the one that aligns with your future plans. So, what's your move? Rent or buy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this video helped, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend who's struggling with this very decision.